How's it going? Dan Abrams here, co-founder, president, Flylow Gear. Today we're going to talk about gloves. So Flylow makes gloves, and the story of how we got into that business was that after college, whole group of friends, which I think of as like the people that were the inspiration for all the different Flylow products, we all moved to Jackson, Wyoming. And when we showed up there, we had our gloves, and we never skied so much, so we worked through our gloves. Everything kind of wears in, wears out. And what we noticed was that the ski patrol were wearing a different type of glove. They were wearing these hardware store gloves. Actually, they got them at the Maverick gas station in town. And so we went and we got those because they were cheap. And it was great, and they look, if it was good enough for them, it was going to be good enough for us. And what we realized was that these were pigskin work gloves. They were insulated. They had a knit wrist, and they didn't look the same as the ones that that we were buying. What the ski patrol were using was because they were putting them in ovens at their houses and coating them with snow seal and so forth. So when Flylow started making gloves, the idea was, let's do this for people. And we started making pigskin gloves. They are tough. They can be affordable. They also stay flexible after they get wet. So everything's gonna wet out here and there, which is why we want to retreat it. But the key with pigskin is that it doesn't stiffen up really bad. So there's a ton of value in pigskin. And now we have a whole collection of gloves. I kind of rated my stash of gloves, which I am embarrassed to say I had about 8 pairs of gloves, but they're all in rotation. So we're going to start at the top, kind of go through, talk about what I use each one for. So first up is the super glove and the super mitt. So same composition of everything. These are our warmest gloves. So what you're going to have here is a ton of micro puff insulation on the back of the hand, just the right amount on the front of the hand, and then you have an insulated gauntlet. So I use these things in California. I use them on wet days when I want to keep moisture out, and you know that things are going to get cold. They have a waterproof bag on the inside. So if a glove is truly waterproof, it means that there is a bag between your liner and the shell. So it's not your shell fabric that makes it waterproof, it's that bag on the inside, and it needs to be waterproof and breathable. If you put your hand in a Ziploc bag, after about 10 seconds, you'll start to feel it get really clammy, because waterproof is easy, waterproof is cheap, it's a Ziploc bag. But breathability is what we need, especially with our hands, because they sweat so much. You don't know about it, but it's just like your feet. They perspire all the time. So if you can keep your hands dry, you can keep them warm. Super Glove does a great job with that. We got our nice pig skin. This is actually pre-impregnated pig skin here, so it has a DWR that's applied at the mill. And all of our pigskin leather is a byproduct of the food industry, so it's great to reuse it again. And all of our material on the back of the hand, this is 500 denier material that we use. It's upcycled, it's leftover fabric from our bibs and pants. So all of this collection of glove is gonna upcycle and use that fabric that would have been thrown away as scraps. So that's a super glove. The super mitten, same story. We got a nice waterproof bag on the inside of it. Just move those over there. We got the nice pigskin leather and so forth. So all of our gloves that are gonna come with this pre-treated pigskin leather, they're gonna come with a sachet of Nick Wax leather balm. Boom. And this stuff is great, especially for pre-impregnated leather. When we bake gloves, and we'll get to that, we're using snow seal for that. Next up in this family, this is the Magarac glove. So Magarac is going to use the same materials that we talked about in the super glove. So you have the upcycled 500D Oxford fabric from the scuff guards of our pants on the back of the hand. We have the pre-impregnated DWR treated pigskin leather. These ones look a little bit different than those last ones because they have been treated with the extra Nick Wax. So this is kind of how they look when you get them, and they're really nice and soft and they won't absorb water. It's really great. This is after you put on the Nick Wax, and then I usually just put them on my heat vent and I get them a little bit warm, and then I coat them, and then I put them back on the heat vent, and they wind up looking really nice, and like they have a patina that's starting to form on the leather, which is beautiful. So this is my go-to glove for cold days. So like we were talking about with the Super Glove, that's going to be cold, wet days. If I'm in Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, super cold days, that's really important. Most of the time in California, it's not that cold, so this is actually a little bit much for me, but it's all arbitrary. Everybody's hands are going to be different, and if you don't like to wear a lot of stuff on your core, you might want a warmer glove. This is a super warm glove. It doesn't have the gauntlet like the Super Glove, so it's not going to give you as much storm protection, but really warm gloves, Magarac glove, can't go wrong. Next up is the Unicorn Mitten. Love that Unicorn Mitten is now one of the top sellers in our whole line. So this is going to be in that same fabric family that we've been looking at. Pre-impregnated pigskin with DWR on it. It comes with the little Nick Wax leather balm, and then has the upcycled 500 denier Oxford fabric on the back, and then this also has the waterproof bag on the inside. Unicorn Mitt comes in all different sorts of colors. We try to have everything merch back, and all the colors merch back perfectly because it's the same fabric from the pants. So you wind up you wind up having that exact color match if that's something that you wanted. Unicorn Mitten obviously is going to be a little bit warmer than the Magarac glove because it's a mitten. So with all your fingers together, it's just amazing how much heat you can generate. Again, a waterproof, breathable bag on the inside. It's 10K, 10K. It'll keep the wet out. It'll keep you warm. It'll keep your hand breathing. Moving down the line, this is my pair of mainline gloves. So mainline glove is a lobster claw glove. It uses a lot of the same materials as the Magarac and the Unicorn Mitt family. Has the pre-impregnated pigskin with the DWR already on it. Comes with the Nick Wax pouch. It does not have a waterproof bag. That actually makes it more versatile for me personally. On a super wet day, I'll reach for a Magarac glove. But on just a normal storm day, this glove is just going to give me that extra warmth, being able to have my fingers together. Sometimes I even put my trigger finger in with the other fingers. So it's plenty water resistant. It does not have a waterproof bag in it. Has the upcycled 500D Oxford fabric on the back of hand and the pigskin like we talked about. The mainline glove has a emblem on it, and that is the High Fives emblem. My buddy Roy Tuscany, who's the founder of High Fives, which is an amazing nonprofit that helps out injured athletes, it was his idea to make these gloves. He said, you got to make them. If you don't sell them, I'll buy them. And thanks, Roy. These things are some of my go-tos whenever it gets to be a cold, stormy day, but not crazy, super wet, or not Arctic cold in Jackson and in January. These gloves get a lot of use, obviously. This is a Japanese Moto Ridge Glove. So Ridge Glove is our classic design. It is a regular cuff. Under jacket is kind of how we think of these knit wrists. So the Ridge Glove is a classic all leather glove. The JM was just kind of inspired by all this moto style that's coming out of Japan, and our designer Chad was super into it. So we now have a cream color glove. We offer it as the Oven Mitt JM as well, so you can get it as a mitten. This is going to be a super warm all around glove. It has pre-impregnated with DWR pigskin. It has suede on the back of the hand and normal cut leather on the palm. It's going to come with your Nick Wax leather balm packet, so you can add a little bit more. It's got a funky little Japanese tag on the side, and that stands for Snowcat. Japanese Moto Ridge Glove. They feel so good out of the bag. They just feel like you're wearing a cloud. And you know, you look down, you have this light colored leather. It kind of looks like it too. They break in super fast. All right, now we get to kind of get into the triple baked family. So when we started making these gloves, it started with the Tough Guy glove, which looks exactly like what we were buying from the old Maverick gas station in Jackson, Wyoming. But we've updated it considerably. We've taken the thumbs and we've made them really nice and articulated, and that actually carries throughout the line. We make sure that all the fingers are actually the same length. Of course, these gloves say DA, Dan Abrams, and they're marked 2015. I always mark my different seasons as I'm testing gloves, so this is right out of my backpack. This is probably my go-to style 80-90% of the time. What I love about this glove is that it has canvas on the back of hand, which I know sounds crazy, but my hands sweat, or you know, like they definitely perspire. So having something that's really breathable on the back of the hand, but with tons of great insulation on the inside of this glove, is just the perfect recipe for me on cold, normal days where it's snowing. If it gets super cold, yeah, I can reach for something else. I can reach for the main live. I can reach for the Super Glove, the Magarac, the Unicorn. But for most of the time, when you're in the 20s, you know, maybe the 30s, this is going to be your glove. This is also, you know, what I can use to tour in a lot. So this is the Tough Guy glove. But what is the Triple Bake story? Triple Bake story was that Greg and I were trying to crack the code. Why did the Ski Patrol gloves look different? Well, they were putting their gloves in the oven, not hot, just warm, and you actually open up the pores of the leather, and then you put each pair of glove on, and you grab Snow Seal, which is beeswax, and we buy it by the 5-gallon bucket, and we can do about 1,000 pairs. We hire ski bums back in Colorado that will come in the off season, and they will bake gloves, and they put them on. Once they're warm, they scoop up some Snow Seal, you coat it all the way around, and you get it as good as you can get it back in the oven. When you pull it out of the oven after a couple minutes, you'll see that you missed a spot here and there, which if it's you or me, all good, personal gloves. But we're trying to offer a finished product. And so our crew back in Denver will put the gloves back through the ringer, hit all the spots that they missed, and then you bake it a third time. And what it does is, it's kind of like when you put Snow Seal on your hiking boots, you hit it with your hair dryer, and it just has the Snow Seal evaporate off all the extra, and then you get a really nice finished product. The Snow Seal is pretty awesome when it comes to making this leather more waterproof, weather resistant, and that is why we triple bake them, and we do it with Snow Seal. So this whole family of gloves, we're going to talk about Ridge Glove, Oven Mitten, Tough Guy Glove. This is all using pigskin. It is untreated when we get it by design, so that we can then put it through the ringer and triple bake it in Denver with Snow Seal beeswax. First pair of gloves in the line is the Ridge Glove. So why is it called the Ridge Glove? We were starting the company, skiing a lot at Loveland, and we're wearing Tough Guy gloves. They do great, right? Right up until you're hiking the ridge at Loveland, and you're up here at 13,000 feet, and you're just getting wind blasted through the back of your hand. It's a time when the Tough Guy glove kind of suffers. So we made a solid leatherback glove called the Ridge Glove for boot packing on the Loveland Ridge at 13,000 feet in the freezing cold. Ridge Glove is just a classic full leather glove, pigskin. It's got the nice knit wrist. All the fingers fit really nice. We have good insulation on the inside that'll keep you warm for most days. This might be one of our most quintessential styles. Oven mitt. So that was a worn-in pair. This is a brand new pair. You can see how nice and even it is. The guys and gals back in Denver just do such a beautiful job baking this stuff. So here's your oven mitt. Same story as the Ridge. It's just going to be the mitten, so you're going to get a little more warmth out of it. Again, This is going to be a Snow Seal triple bake treated pigskin glove mitten. And then last but not least is the Tough Guy glove, which is the original. And part of the reason why we started making these things was just because we were trying to get store buyers to come by and check out our trade show booth. And so we wanted to make some nice swag. But it turned out Greg was really good at baking these things. I kind of got fired from it because I didn't pay attention enough. And our first employee at Flylow was Big Al, the glove baker. So now we're doing a bunch of triple bake gloves. Next up, we have the Surf Glove. So Surf Glove is kind of like a Tough Guy glove, but using pre-impregnated pigskin. So we took this funky cord that is a technical fabric, so it's really nice and breathable. It is a polyester base, so it's not going to be cotton, so it's going to be a little more weather resistant than a Tough Guy glove. It is pre-impregnated with DWR, so it's going to come out of the bag and just feel really nice and supple. It's going to pretty much do what a Tough Guy glove does, but is a little bit warmer, so kind of a nuanced thing. I really enjoyed these gloves, so they're definitely part of my arsenal. It's one of those things, if I'm sweating, if I'm on a skin track and you got to wipe your nose, it's kind of nice to have that stuff on the back of hand. But this is the Surf Glove. Another way for us to upcycle scrap material coming off our shirts. All right, now we have the DB glove. DB glove is our touring glove. So DB glove has this great neoprene on the back of the hand. It has awesome articulation in the fingers, so it's going to breathe a bit better than the other gloves. It's going to be lighter weight, be less insulated. So if you're going touring or you're looking for a spring skiing glove, DB glove is what I suggest. This is a pre-treated with DWR pigskin that has already been coated with the Nikwax sachet that comes with it. This pair came out of my backpack. Got a little bit of use this year. It's going into year number 2. That's the DB glove. That's our premium touring glove. We got a couple more pairs of gloves. I had kids, and that means that I needed to make kid gloves. And we make all these great gloves, so we just started to size them down. This is the Mighty Unicorn Mitt, which is a unicorn mitt that just sizes all the way down to the size that, you know, a 3 or 4-year-old will use. It's got 200 grams of micropuff insulation on the back, upcycled 500D scuff guard material, pre-impregnated pigskin, the knit wrist, waterproof bag. The Mighty Unicorn is just an awesome option for little ones. Super warm, waterproof, that's what we need. And then we have the Mighty Mitten, which is kind of unique. It's the only mitten like it in our line. So this uses a pre-impregnated pigskin. It does not have the waterproof bag on the inside, but like we talked about, a lot of times that is totally good unless we're in like a full-on rainstorm or you need that extra warmth. So Mighty Mitten is going to be a mitten form, pre-treated DWR pigskin, good insulation, that classic work style mitten for your kids. All right, thanks so much for taking a look at the full Flylow glove line. Hope you found enough info that'll help you figure out which is the right glove or mitten for you for this year. Take it easy from my garage.